Ah, sorry. Just had mic issues. Hello, can chat hear me now?
Anything yellow?
Testing, testing. Okay, the voice is good, not too loud. Excellent, thank you, tech support.
Can you do that before you switch?
Yes, yes. Yeah. Alright. I thought it was doing that automatically. Alright. Yes. Give a hand for tech support rescuing us. So, I was just gonna hop in for a muted stream. Oh, dodged a bullet. Can you hear me now? Excellent, excellent. So, hello, Jello Sketches. So, welcome to chat. Last time, I guess I'll say it again. It's kind of distracting.
I understand. I'm helping you.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Anyways, so we're doing some Dream SMP fan art with Technoblade and Philz of Minecraft. Last time I got started on the horse, bit of the cape, finished what I think, or I'll leave it finished, Philz of Minecraft's wing lest I overworked the piece. So yeah, I just pulled up my references for horse armor on ye old Pinterest, good old Pinterest. So yeah, let's hop into it. Oh. Armor's kind of interesting always to paint to get that reflectivity that you get in the metal especially. Let's go with a nice kind of grey tone for like the bottom bits. Let's make sure I didn't put in too much paint, that the brush isn't too loaded. Guess we're going for nice chunky armor, not the narrow slitted sort with many bands for the neck. Just keep it simple, you know. Right. Alrighty. So yeah, just, you know, put it in the shadows and the highlights and all that stuff. You know, being mindful of the light source. I'm really just using like a muted kind of tone, I suppose, to like make the other colors pop. So, yeah, let me know if you got any suggestions or any questions. I would be happy to answer. Oops. Need blot some out. It was a bit too dark. And go back into just the shading and really getting those values down. Yeah. Horses are always just so fun to draw. Yeah, it's looking a lot better even now, just for a few little smudges, so to speak, that I put on of paint. So. Yeah. Ah, there we go. Even brighter. Let me fix the lighting. Yeah. So. You can see chat. Alrighty. Just gonna bring up those values so we can build a nice mid-tone. Make sure to not go too harsh with it. Just very subtle-like. It's gonna be a bit tricky. Really just winging it at this point. Alrighty, getting those values in. I probably have to go in later to get the details with a pencil. So, but I don't mind. Maybe lighten that up a bit, get that value in, get a bit of, oh no, that I want bold because the snow would be reflecting. Yeah, it's a better, depending on, like, you have to consider what reflects in the armor too. So if you have a lot of snow, you have to be mindful of how that's going to reflect. And since snow is white, it'll reflect the blue of the sky. So we'll probably have a very blue in tone sort of armor, you know, for the horse. Maybe dampen that up, lighten it up a bit, bring back in the shadows as best one can. There we go, bit of shadows here. So yeah, we're just chugging along, doing our best. That's all we can do. So yeah, just, I know a lot of people say don't go with black, don't use grey, but You know, if you want, you really art, there is no hard and fast rules, just guidelines, you know. So that's what we're doing here today. So really just probably need a smaller brush to get in those details. Yep. So really just to bring in the shadows, make it work together, you know. Yeah. Personally, haven't really seen any horses in armor in real life, so a reference is a bit hard to get. Personally, I'd like to do in-person sketches and studies, but you know, you don't see horses in armor every day. Even at Ren fairs, they generally have like the sort of tabard kind of armor rather than like plate armor. To be fair, I'm here in Miami, so it makes sense that they wouldn't have armor, you know. It's a bit too hot for them. I mean, even the humans in armor are suffering a bit, you can kind of tell, but they pog through it, you know. They keep on trucking, which I admire quite a bit. I don't think I could do the same thing if I were in their shoes, you know, fighting each other with solid plate armor and you've got padding and such under that. Power to them, you know. It's commendable. Again, brush is too wet. Gonna bring in some more shading. Have any of you guys been to a Ren Fair chat? You ought to if you haven't. They're really a lot of fun. Oh, that's too dark. What I'm doing is I'm using the paper towel to sort of lift some of the paint here. So to sort of reduce if the paint is too heavy or thick, get it back to like a level that I want it at. So it depends too on your paint, how well they will lift or not lift. Some paints really just stain the paper completely, and others you blot them and you would have never known that paper had ever had paint on it. So, yeah. Just gonna keep detailing, I think, the armor, maybe have some rivets here or there. Just be really nifty to have like more photo references, but unfortunately most references I found is manuscripts or paintings, so we'll have to stick to those for the meantime, and just our imagination and whatever our visual library has accrued in our lifetime. So we continue on with the horse armor. I think it's gotten a bit too dark. I might have to lift some of the paint. Go in with a nice blue, perhaps. Yeah, I'll have to make more of the shadows, I think, bluish. Not terrible, Not as good as I would want, but you know, we live and learn. So again, trying to put in some blue to like have the snow that's around them reflect just a bit. Because I didn't bring any light or reference for lighting, so really just going off one's intuition on that. So these paints, I don't know how. I generally don't really pay attention, or I haven't tested out which paints lift better than others. I got these off Amazon, but I like them. They're just a basic watercolor sets. Yeah. We'll go in with some blue for the shadows too. Just to make things pop a bit. And there we go. So, yeah, I mean, to be fair, I could have done easy and not done armor for the horse, but like, it's just an aesthetic, you know? It's just so pretty and shiny. I could have done leather, true, but it's not quite the same. Now we're gonna go just highlight a little bit with blue as well. I need to pull up a bit white paint. I mean, everyone says don't use white paint with your watercolors, but do I listen? No. I do what I want. So, to be fair, everyone's like, Rafa, please, for the love of God, just use gouache. that's what you really want to do. And I say, nah, I'll just use watercolor as if it were gouache. And everyone cries. It's like, no, you can't break the sacred rules of watercolor. So, oh well. Just do as you will, you know. I need some rivets, I think. Doot. Pull out some gray, see where the rivets would be. Oof, that's way too heavy. And you're gonna put in that rivet. I don't even know if this brush is, this might be too thick for what I want to do. Okay, pull out some white paint from my ye old gouache container. Gonna spray some moisture into that. Lift the paints back up a bit. Ooh. Just highlight the rivets again because it's gotten a bit too dark. It's a bit like cheating, using the white. But I do what I like, and you know, work smarter, not harder. If you gotta cheat, you gotta cheat. You know, it's not really cheating. Anyone who says that it is doesn't know. The great masters. You want to talk about copyright violations? They would just look at an art theft. Or if they'd be like, I like that arm in this other person's painting, I'm gonna copy it. I know, copying. No. Our great hero Michelangelo, who is kind of a dick, not gonna lie. He copied? Oh no. How could he? I thought he had such integrity. No, he didn't. Caravaggio either. I think Caravaggio spent most of his life on the run from the law. So, Caravaggio's the guy, one of the guys, like if you see picture Jesus, a lot of his paintings influence that style that you might see in your mind's eye. Michelangelo as well was huge in that. Many people say that Michelangelo's Jesus is just a portrait of his lover. Michelangelo was an interesting fellow. Really had a lot of beef with Raphael. I have no idea why. But to the point where he might not be interested in a certain art commission, and back then there was a sort of whoever wins the competition gets the job. And Michelangelo might not even give a damn about that job, but he's like, oh, Raphael's trying to do that? No, not allowed. I will steal the job from him just because of pure spite. So, can't relate, but I guess you do you. So, some little art history facts for you. Just really trying to mimic that sheen into the armor. Well, it's going alright, I'd say. Just really focus on displaying the planes of where the lighting, how it would react to everything. Doop, 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 doop. Bit of lighting down here. Yeah, that looks about right. Let me add some highlights to the bridle because I didn't make it very clear last time. I need to stay away from the reddish browns, no matter how much I like using them. For a nice bare brown, I think. For the whole. Do I do brown or do I do red? Oh, I think I'll use this red. It's like a reddish brown, but like a sort of cool red brown compared to like the horse is kind of a more warm chestnut brown. Mm-hmm. Doop, doop, doop. Go in here. Just really just lay it on nice and thick. Highlights can lift it up a bit later. Get the little tassels alright. Yeah, you're right, Jello Sketch with the white watercolor. Yeah, it is a lot more opaque. I just like using gouache white with watercolors. Just watercolor is, you can water it down a lot easier. Gouache, you just have to put a lot of water. But with watercolor, you add some white, bam, opaque. Does exactly what you want. I think I need to change the color of the saddle thingy. And I did. I forget what the technical term is. Don't at me. The little tassels. Mm-hmm. Tassels are quite fun to do. And then we're just doing little tassel streaks, while trying to keep the little metal bits kind of clear so I can go in later with like a stronger sort of yellow. Or like a lighter color, rather than having to lift that it's dark sort of crimson again. I'm just gonna go in and just go to town with the crimson. Doot doot doot. I think this red is called Adore. I don't know why, but that's what they named the pigment. I'm just really gonna add that darker red, so it's still as red, goes with the color theme, but contrasts with that sort of lighter red, sort of a cherry red of the cloak. Yep, I think it's thinned out a bit. I need to add more value, especially here where the cloak sort of puts it in a shadow. Mm-hmm. Again, just going back over and over a bit, just, you know. Nah, just details. Just this is going to be a short stream, to be fair. Just finishing this piece up a bit. Yeah, it's been a bit of a long week at work, so you know, just a little finishing, painting. Just maybe do a light background. Really, just solidifying the details today, getting this piece like finished. So yeah, I think next week I'll do another sketch, something different. Let me know, chat, if you have any ideas of what you'd like to see me draw or something. So, yee. Need to finish that armor a bit, especially the breastplate. Yeah, and bring back that red into the neck bit. I don't know the technical term. The thing that secures the armor. I need to add some highlights because now it's a bit too dark. It's always about finding that fine balance of, is it too dark? Is it too light? Who knows? Doot, doot, doot. I'm gonna blend in the white in a bit. I'll keep it kind of dark here in the main bits while I can just dab in the white for any like metal, maybe a bit of edge lighting to contrast the neck strap with the bridle bit. The bridle thing, because the bit's the thing that goes in the mouth. This brush does not like me today. Just putting on the harness bits. Maybe some highlights here and there. Put some white back here. Make things pop a bit. Yeah, today's just the chill stream. We just vibe. Painting, vibing. It's a bit too much. Now just go in with the details. Put highlights where it needs to be. Ooh, I do not like how the saddle pad stained. I'm trying to figure out what color to make it that would stick out but not be too distracting. You know, I think I'll go with this sort of weird green-brown. I might hate it, but hey. We make decisions, we make life choices. They may not always be good. Nah, I think I need to go in with a bright yellow or something. Yes, that's what I will do. If I go back in with like some embroidery or something. And now back to the saddle bit. Really get that leather just accentuated. Oop. To fix that. So for now we're going to avoid the wet spot by the saddle, what's it called? The blanket? Saddle blanket, I think it is. Yeah. Oh, and just, you know, put in some details, make it saddly looking and leather-like. I'll put in some reddish brown to mix with it. A bit more brown. It's matching the horse's skin too much. I'll lift it later, it'll help. Some red to mix into this whole mess. A bit too light. Sometimes it's not a good thing when your paint is good at lifting. So I think I'll just have to mix a new paint. Just a nice reddish brown, but not too red. Getting nice balance. Yeah, these paints, they really can bleed. Just sometimes a good thing if you want that. Sometimes not the best. Let's start doing some of the saddle just so when that's dry I can go and put in Techno's armor. As dark as I'd like it to be. Doot and a doot. Can probably work on the stirrups actually. Okay, I'm just gonna work on the horse in the meanwhile while that bit dries. Get in those nice shadows and whatnot. Mm-hmm. Just really putting in some color, you know, make the legs pop. They kind of just fade into the snow, which isn't entirely a thing I want to lose. Um, just because snow is hard to draw or paint. So you can just cheat a bit and be like, yeah, it's definitely meant to do that. Mm-hmm. Yep. Definitely meant to fade right into the snow. Ooh, I lifted it too much. Conclusion, these paints lift. They do not skip their exercises. No. It bleeds. Why? Okay, not terrible. Did come out awful. Just gonna, again, go in with some darks. Just try and make that leg pop without making it look weird. Just really bringing that red tone that the horse is. I believe his horse is chestnut. I could be totally wrong and been doing this piece the entirely wrong way. Or bay. I think it's called a bay. That's what it is when they are like reddish brown or brown, then have like a black mane and tail. It's a true chestnut has a reddish mane and as that matches the rest of the body. It's just been so long since I've been in the horse girl community. And I can still say breeds alphabetically, so that's one thing. But I've forgotten the colors. What do they all mean? At least the other day I did. Now I think I've got a hold of them. Like the fact that there's never any... A true white horse does not exist. They're all grey, genetically. And horses that would be genetically considered white, they just don't survive because apparently the gene that makes their fur white also makes it so their intestines don't fully form, and so they just die, which is sad but interesting. Like a lot of horses you see that look white, like a Lipizzano, or let's say the horse in Lord of the Rings Shadowfax, which was an Andalusian, those are considered grey. A lot of times they're born like with a black or brown coat, and then as they age it kind of greys, kind of like human hair when we get old. But it's just a natural part of their process, living process. I don't know how you say. So, you know, I'm not quite unhappy with how this works. This is not terrible. I think this leg looks kind of wonk right here, especially with the meats. Let's see if we can't fix that a bit. Not sure. Yeah, unfortunate. I think there's also no such thing as a true albino horse either. The closest you get is a Cremello. I don't really remember how you say it, but they usually are like kind of creamy looking with like a pink nose and blue eyes. So you also have a thing called phantom paints. Paint is a horse that's maybe like, if you've seen a horse that looks like a cow, it's like brown with white big blotches. That's a paint. Phantom paints are generally, they look white, and you only see their spots when you wash them because certain spots will just become a bit grey and the other parts will stay white, which is very interesting, I thought. Maybe lighten it up a bit. Oof, that's too light. I've made a mistake. I fear I may have girl bossed too close to the sun. There we go, a bit more. Then we just shadow this bit. I think it's called the cannon bone. I really forgot the anatomy bit. Cannon bone's somewhere around here. I think this bit, little bump right here is called the hock. So if you wanted to learn horse anatomy, I guess you've come to the right stream. So, welcome. To be fair, I have been drawing horses since I was like really little, so Should hope I know something about their anatomy. Humans, though. Humans are tricky. Can you see I'm avoiding painting them? They are not my comfort spot. Comfort zone, you know. Oh, that bit looks weird. Please, just blend, just work with me. Alright, now to draw the muscles. Really just a bunch of odd lines. Oop. That's, again, too dark. Too dark. Mayday. Stop. Lift. Oop, that's weird. That doesn't go there. No. Really, this is just a struggle of magic, do as you will, but it's literally just art. You paint. That's one thing that can be tricky with watercolor if it bleeds a lot, which this one kind of does. Not too as bad as some I've used, but if it bleeds a lot, you do not have much control. Hello, hello robotic humanoid. Welcome to the stream. Welcome, just, you know, doing some fan art of, you know, the Dream SMP and just talking about horse anatomy, apparently. That's what we're here for. Well, I avoid doing the faces because humanoids are really hard to draw. Just let me paint my horses all day, you know. So, procrastinating. That's what we're here doing. Don't mind us. Just struggling. That's what we're up to. Debating whether this is a bay horse or a chestnut. I'm pretty sure it's bay. I mean, you can look it up if you'd like, but it probably doesn't matter in the long run what color this horse is. It's fine. It's fine. Looks a bit odd, actually. I don't like it. Nope, we're gonna lift. Just put a lot of water and dab. But not the dabbing kind of dab. Nope. Ah, we are in misery. Muscles. Drawing a horse is one thing. Painting them is different, especially in color. Why is it so hard? Probably because my reference photo is not the best. It's like a manual drawing, just because I couldn't find any like horse armor pictures that I thought nice enough or good enough, so oh well, we exist. Okay, I don't hate it, but I don't love it. Oof, this is hard. I think I'll put a shadow here because, of course, maybe everything can just be fixed if we put enough little wonky scribbles of shadow. Call it a day. Be like, ah, that's definitely a shadow. We're not fudging this or winging it, you know, not at all. Make this bit a bit darker, because it's on the bottom bit. Has shadows here and there. And yoop. That looks a bit weird. That looks very wonky. I'll have to blend out the edges. Blend, blend, blend. Yep. Sometime when in doubt, just blend it and pray. And just pray it ends out well, you know. Okay, it's looking a bit better. I don't like this bit. Stop it. Yeah, I see there's a problem here. This is too dark. Is it too light? Is it not matching up? I don't know. That looks a lot better, I think. His face is a bit pale, but oh well. Now we just do his muzzle. I think it's a muzzle. Gosh, I don't remember. I just remember as a kid, like, I think somebody called a horse's nose is nosy, and as a kid I was like, that's not the proper terminology. How dare you? You call yourself a horse, Stan. How could you? So, I think it's a muzzle. I'm not sure. I can't remember. I can't recall. I've become what I feared most to be. The person who doesn't use proper terminology. How could I? This is a great grievance. Oh no. They'll find out that I really am just a city slicker who maybe rides a horse once a year. Tragic, tragic. Fake Stan. Anyways, I think the face is kind of done. I can always go back in and lighten something if I don't like it. Or blend it or take it out. Oh, I am not liking this. Stop it. Alright, I've done goofed. We're just gonna leave that for another time. Another time probably being in a few minutes. And then we're gonna do this and that to help, hopefully. Yeah, that works, I think. Gotta blend this bit a bit. Gotta blend it a bit more. It's too much of an outline that I don't like that. Nope. No outlines today, chat. Not for me. Cardinal sin. It's not a sin, but still. Sort of like, when you put water down and it blotches. Travesty. We all fall. Yes, we do all fall from grace, you know. It's the start of the hero's journey. Just, you know, the redemption arc, perhaps. Just alas. Do we ever truly know anything, you know? To be fair, I think as Socrates said, the more you know you don't know. So, it gives me hope. Maybe I don't have to know everything. Or maybe I do, you know, you never know. But to be fair, in my mind, it's better to be a jack of all trades, master of none, but better than master of one, you know? To be fair with the ADHD, I don't think I could be a master of one thing. It's always got to be a little bit of everything. Just, I'm going to learn to embroider this week. Next week, embroidery is boring. What's the next big thing? Oh, knitting? Gonna knit like 2 rows and be like, boring. Such is my life. Constant movement, constant change, and yet always being the damn same. It's like I like change and I hate change at the same time. I don't know. What does my life come to? It's all just a lie. No. A lot of blending. That is how we atone for the sins. Blend all the paint together. But not too much, you don't want it muddy or muddled. Which I fear it may become. Luckily this paint lifts like it's nobody's business. Like, damn. You work out? This is gonna be not good. Just, this is painting for, you know, there's a reason they call it painting, because it's always, the artist is in agony constantly. Oh, the paper does not like that. It's doing the thing where you've overworked it too much. Time to move on to another section. As in, the other leg. This leg. Right here. And pray. Make him a bit chunkier, just a wee bit. Probably go back in with like a darker, more colder, like a more, like this is a very warm brown. But like maybe by the plates, in between the plates of the armor, it's a kind of like a cooler, darker brown. So I'll go back in with that. Kind of blend out the chestnut color because his feet are not that solid a chestnut. And they get lost in the snow. I need to be fair, if I wanted to make this realistic, I'd probably have to have snow crusting on like the little bottom bits of this beats of the feet. But that's hard, and this is just a simple painting, and I don't need the snow to be red. At least not a brownish red. You know, it just looks like he's walking in water, and I don't know. I don't know how to feel about that. Where was my other reference? I had more than one, I swear. So this, oh, it was this one. Oh. It's just hard to draw a brown horse when your reference is a white horse, but I need the anatomy. Oof, stop bleeding into where you're not supposed to bleed into. That's another problem with very bloody. Yeah, fair enough for next time. Yeah, next time. Maybe if I did oil painting and it was like a month-long process, then we could do little snow. And if I had a reference photo of horses with armor in the snow. Honestly, the most important piece of art I'm learning and have learned from a lot of, like, especially the detailed, realistic illustrations is make sure you set up a good reference photo. That in itself is an art. Gotta do it's really like a theater department. You gotta do the costuming, the set design, the buildings, the people, the clothes, the posing, the casting. And that's just to get the darn picture from which you can paint. Unless you're having the model sit there all day. But come on, we have cameras, we can use them. That's what sketching's for. Okay. Time to just weep and pray. And hope. Okay. I think I done goofed, but we'll make this through. We'll make it through, I think. I can afford to make this bit darker. This bit darker. And that bit. For some reason, I don't know why the lighting is acting like that, but we are not going to ask it questions. I'm not going to question it. Might blend a bit, but that's about it. And no. Okay. And we'll just hold it like that, because otherwise I have that annoying little... It's too dark. It's too dark. There we go. A little bit better. That annoying little magnifying glass in the corner. Thank you, Pinterest. I say quite sarcastically. And yet, I still use it. It's quite useful. Although, you do have to be mindful. Huh? Yeah, that mirrored in tech, that's exactly why I do watercolor. Yeah, that's why it's important to do like watercolor paper. And this is watercolor paper. I think it's cold press because there's some texture, which also will lead a bit to the with a hot press. It's completely smooth. There's no little like pores in which the paint can pool and do what it wants. It's a lot more control. Whereas cold press like this, you get a lot more texture, less control, a lot more bleeding. It just yeah. But you want like heavier paper if you're going to be working rough, which I tend to do and I forget. And yet, so when I work with sketchbook paper, it's interesting because it always like has little fuzzies if I overwork it. So I guess it is a good challenge to teach myself, hey Rafa, stop it, stop doing the fuzzies. Yes, oil is nice because you can just keep working into it eternally. But then you might risk overworking it, which is another issue. I've lost the reference. No. Come back. Please. Let me paint. Yeah. Although even when watercolor doesn't lift, I can always just go in over it with a white. A bit like acrylic, you just go over it if you're not happy with it. So that's also a bit non-committal. Although you do risk it getting muddy. Acrylic's great if you're very impatient. Me overworking? No, yeah, no, you know me too well. I overwork things all the darn time. Yeah. Me? Commitment issues? Never. Never in my life. I say, lying through my teeth. No. I don't have commitment issues, I say, like a liar. Yeah, but it's still fun. It's a nice challenge, I suppose. And I made a mistake. That paper did not like that. It's like, stop overworking me, Rafa, please. We beg. Then perish. That's what we do. We're yep. The horse still looks wonk. Why? I need some. We're gonna make some different shades and not just use one shade with different opacities to get that. Oh man, this is really bloody. I underestimated how bloody this thing gets. I mean, blood for the blood god, but goodness. This is ridiculous. I guess I usually just use these paints for like little sketches, just to fill in like with color. Oh well. We all make mistakes in life. Oh, that's not gonna end well, but we live with it. We live with our mistakes. That's life. You have to face the consequences of your actions. Okay, I don't hate it. It still looks weird, but it could just be because it's drying. This bit, bad. A bit more of that. A bit of this. Get those tendons nice and thick and pronounced. Oh, this is why I have the blurry thing, because there's dust in this reference photo. And that works well for fading to dust, but it's not snow, because nobody apparently rides their armored horse in the snow and posts it on Pinterest, which is quite sad, but okay. Maybe we'll have a little dusty snow. Oh. It's art. It's an artistic choice, definitely. Yep. Totally planned for it to do that. Not a happy accident. Nope. Not me. Ah. Sorry, my little palette reference sheet just kipped over, and I need to make sure not to get it too wet because this paint lifts, and it lifts right off the reference paper. So, all that little blotch, it's going to it's not going to be fun. Right here, it's bleeding quite heavily, but if I remove it, it's going to be not good. Ah, disaster. Yep, disaster has struck right there. We'll fix it later when it dries. It's a future Rafa problem, and by future I mean like in 5 minutes maybe. We're gonna go with brown. We're gonna commit a little bit. Not much, just a wee bit. And do this and that. Just get in those shadows just a little bit. Add some dynamic. Get that nose all defined. Oop. They're so cute, the noses. They're really soft too. If you ever get a chance to pet a horse's nose, do it. Sounds like a weird thing to say, but just trust me. You will thank me. Okay, that lip looks way too weird for me. Uh-oh. That's what I get for following reference images. That's what I get for following poorly chosen references. Oh well. I've made this bed, now I ought to lie in it. Lift. Lift. Rise. And a bit more of that. Ah, stop it. My phone's like, I'm dying. I can't handle this. My phone is quite weak. She dies so often. Okay, more paint. No, listen. Okay, fixing mistakes. Dude. Okay, doot. Oh, can just. Okay. The computer screen is a really nice addition just because I can look and see what y'all are looking at and be like, oh, I can step back without actually stepping back. Nice. Excellent. I need to lighten this red that we have going here with the same red. Is it the same? No, it's a different red. Okay, this one is fox red. Can I lighten? No. Maybe I can lighten it with the old lifting technique. Just a bit, maybe. Yeah. Not quite. I need to mix some paint. The olden tradition of taking a paint and mixing stuff into it. Oh yeah, they're so soft, the noses. They're like velvet. Speaking of velvet, if you ever pet a seahorse, seahorses are surprisingly soft. They feel like velvet as well. You think they're all brittle and bony, because like if you see a dead specimen, they're all like dried out, and mummified. But live ones, they're so soft. It's like velvet stretched over a wicker frame, and it's great. Gonna just do a bit of lighting. Totally not winging this at all. Nope, couldn't be me. It looks weird. The pink, it's too pink. I'll just do the pink as like an underbase and to work with. Boop. Yep, we're just pink. Pink. And pray. Oh yeah, I need to do pink. Ugh, fine. It's not fine, but whatever. We live with our mistakes. Well, at least I can build in shadows without doing anything by just leaving the darker outline, not pink. And that, and this. Soup. A bit of that. Okay, not terrible. Okay, a bit terrible. We'll see how it dries, and then I'll go back to finagling with it. I should probably fix the horse's bridle then too, and make that also sort of a pinkish tone. Have it pop a bit. Oh, let me see if this works better. Dude. That might be better. A nice rose pink. I mean, it does fit the color palette, technically. I was just hoping to go for more blood color theme and not like pink and red. But I guess we can't. Beggars can't be choosers. Beep, doop, doop. I mean, it will make it pop, so oh well. And we just do dabs there. What's surprising to hear? Cute and surprising to hear that. Oh, you mean the seahorses? Yeah. They are so cute. I was when I was 12, I think we went snorkeling for my birthday or something. Boat broke down just in the bay. Yeah, seahorses. The boat broke down in the bay. We wanted to go to the Keys, but we couldn't because one of the engines broke, and we're like, we're not risking it. So we just there's these little man-made islands. Then when they dug up the bay so that deeper ships like cruise ships could go through, and they just dumped all the sand and made little islands. So we just parked at one of those and swam around. There was this really odd-looking seaweed, and I swam close. I'm like, oh, that's a seahorse, and it swims over and just curls around my finger, and it was the best thing ever. The guy who had the boat with us was like a family friend, and he was an old guy, but he had a hobby all his life to like scuba dive all over the world. And I was like, oh, I have a seahorse, and he's like, no, you don't. I'm like, no, come down, look. He's like, what? In all my years, I've only seen 2 seahorses ever. And your first time snorkeling, you get one right off the bat. It was quite nice. I think I will work a little bit on the armor while the pink's doing its thing. Just pray. Honestly, I think this bleedy watercolor stuff's great for like if I want in the future to do like a blurry thing. Or something, I don't know, like fast. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's the plan. Cute. Okay. We'll let that dry. We'll go back, finagle with just everything. Overwork it till we die, or till it dies. And learn. That is one nice thing about overworking a piece. You can sometimes learn where the hell you went wrong. And sometimes you don't. So, I guess it's just, you risk it for the biscuit. Oh, that looks weird. No. Ugh. I'll have to up the contrast. Is that better? Bit better. That this bit just needs to connect. I don't know. Don't know if I'm happy with it, but whatever. I think we need to make it darker. Or lighter? It literally is just a bit of a guessing game. You're like, I mean, it shouldn't be a guessing game, but that's what we're playing today because it's a chill stream. I don't want to put that much effort into it, but still have it decent, you know? Contrast. Make the bottom bit all nice and dark because it's shadow. Bit of shadow with that. Ooh, not like that outline. Nope. Blend. Bit better. Bit not better. I can live with it. That's what I've been avoiding. Like the plague. We're just gonna go for it. Cute. Yeah. That's why it's important to have multiple references. Also helps with the copyright. If you have like 10 non-copyright images, but you just use them as reference and kind of kit bash them, then it works. But if you just copy straight off from the paint, like the photo, you get into some hot water. I think what was his name? The guy who did Obama's posters, the Hope poster, Shepard, I thought his name was. I think the Hope poster. He literally just saw a photo that some photographer had done and was like, I'm going to use that as my reference. And sure, he stylized it, but he got in hot water because it was too close to the photo. So, be careful, kids. Cite your sources. Don't plagiarize. Even though the old masters definitely plagiarized. So, before the internet, artists would have these, they're called, I think, cartoons. They're not like the cartoons or comics you're used to. It's basically like a tracing paper with like a design, maybe like an arm posed a certain way, that they would have, and they'd have like libraries of these drawings, so that if they're like, oh, I'm doing this person, but I need like what we would have like a photo reference, they're like, I'll just use this hand sketch and just slap it into this thing and make it work. And so when an artist died, those comics would be very heavily desired. And like people would bid a lot on them or steal them or borrow them. So, or even just going to like some of the artists, like looking at their piece and being like, I like that arm, I think I'll take a sketch. That was like stealing. So, but you know, work harder, not smarter, and they really took it to the extreme. It's very furry horse at this point. The pink is not helping. Yellow. That's what I need in my life. Probably. Maybe. Something just warm it up. We take risks. it all bright. Wait for that to dry. That actually looks good. I think I might just keep it gold. Yeah. It looks gold anyways. Might just be how it's a bit wet. Yeah. I need something. I really can't do red. It's gonna blend too much with the chestnut. Oh, yeah, yeah. Plate copies by Charles Bargu, I think. I don't know how you say this. Yeah, I'll have to take note of that. Charles Bargu. Excellent. Needs to be a bit lighter, bit wider. Just getting that slight white to punch the yellow up a bit. Oh, it's too white. We need to bring in the yellow. Ooh, that's too heavy. There we go. Loaded the brush too heavily. That's not a good idea. And now it's runny. Don't need it muddy. I need it bright, like a diamond. Better, but I'm losing contrast. Ah. Well, I'll see how it dries. Need some darker brown, just a bit of this. Push the value. It's too dark. Blend. Gotta blend some more. I'm using too small a brush, I think. I need a bigger brush with more water. Just push that paint around. Ooh. Just cringe a bunch. Cringe a lot. Like, oh no. I don't know what I'm doing. There it comes, the imposter syndrome. Ah, actually, that looks good. That doesn't look terrible. I don't hate it. Might hate this leg. Who knows? We'll see. Not yet. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm gonna leave the horse now. It's getting overworked. Okay, maybe when that dries, I'll just work on the humans for now. It's fine. Oop. Put a little gold in that crown, so it's not just yellow. Maybe some pink for the hair. Okay, that is. I need to bring in the pastels. Need some darker pinks. Please work. Don't fight me, brushes, please. Maybe I'll use a different one. You are hopefully thin enough. Don't like how wobbly you are, but we'll get there. Oh, it's pretty dark. Don't know if I like it or not, but we shall see. Doop, doop. Can always lift it later. Okay, it's looking a bit wonk, but we're just gonna wing it and lift it. Lift! It's alright. Could be better. Just pretend that I care about doing the properly and just squiggles. Good enough. Call it a day. No, just kidding. Just really go into detail with, especially where the shadows are. Just some of that, some of this. Okay, it's coming together. Not awful yet. Terrible. Need more details. Details. Okay, I don't hate the braid yet, so that's good. It's a good sign. Ooh, I do dislike that bit. There. We will leave that bit and see if we can't focus on the armor and use my good reference buddy here. Ooh, definitely need to get reference armor in snow. Oh wait, no, he's wearing a shirt. I forgot. Rip. Well, luckily we have our handy dandy friend white paint here. And just try to remember what his what he's wearing. I think I remember. You know what? This is a mess. We're gonna lift it. Yeah. Cause he's like a little red sash. I was gonna draw like some like gauntlets. Or did I say draw? I mean paint. Put that bit back there. And then he had some chainmail on, I think. So we're just gonna do some armored legs, yeah. Just avoid thinking about the fact that he's probably wearing netherite, because I do not have the time nor the care to do that and research how that would look. With a leg licks wonk. Why? Why is it doing this? Why? I know why, but still, I don't like it. Stop. Behave. Please. Alas, no, it won't. Okay, I'm gonna work on finishing just Philz a bit. I fear I've made an error, but we will roll with it. He does not have brown hair. No. Stop. Cease. This is not boding well. Well, we're gonna use this color over here. Then do this and pray. Okay, we're gonna have to break out a bit of white and try and blend that in and make it blonde again, because now he's just kind of a redhead, and that's not the goal. Just gonna lift all of it, start from scratch. It's better. Go back to the armor for a bit. Try not to mess with the hair. Cute. Just hope that this turns out decent. Right. Not as smooth as I would like it, but we can't really be beggars in this situation. Yeah, I'll lift it a bit. Yeah, that's good enough. Add some details. No, that matches the skin too closely. Add some blue, I think, to the... Nope, that's too blue, you know, we're gonna use a lighter blue for that. I'll rip the cloak. It has a spot. No. There we go. Shadow this. Shadow for that. A lot of shadow for that. Try and salvage the cloak a bit. I have to wait for that to dry a bit. Go in with some white for the armor. Not quite pleased with it. More blue. Need lots more blue. Yeah, that looks a lot better, I think. More of that then. Do some highlights. And just continue to pray. Okay, white goes there and there. Yeah, I don't hate it. Hate a little bit. It's not. Get some shadows down. Get that shadow in. Just to make it pop and match the other bits of armor. Ah, rivets. That's what I'm missing. That's what I need to make it complete. Maybe, potentially. Just little rivet dots. Just to make it match. Potentially? Don't know. I'll roll with it. Again, just lots of shadows, just to push and pull. Oh, my Easter was great. Thanks for asking. Went with the fam to church. Not much else besides that. Just chilled, pretty much. Oh no, I did work Easter in the evenings. Found some Easter eggs just kids had hidden in the bookstore, which is interesting. So got some free candy. That was nice. And chat? How was your Easter? Cute. Yeah, it's adorable. I don't mind the kids too much. My other coworker is not as patient. To be fair, if you get like a rubber ball chucked at your face 45 miles an hour, I'd be not patient myself. Well, okay, maybe I would. I think it funny. Because I was definitely that kid who like maybe harassed the people. Not knowing any better. I didn't mean to be mean if I was. It was just like, oh, toys, books, excitement. Not liking it. It's too much. No. Ah, that shadow. It's driving me nuts right here. I need to blend it. More white. More shiny. Oh no, my phone. It's like I'm dying. Please let me charge. Okay. Hang on just a little bit longer, phone. I don't love it, but I don't hate it at the same time. Bit more blending. So much blending. Must blend. Bit too much. Yeah, now just to, you know, work a little bit with the saddle. It's a bit too, you know, merging with the horse. Okay, if I can remember how saddles work and how they are shiny. There we go. And then we blend like hell. Blend. 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 Not bad. Looks really wonk, but okay. I think I'll fix it by lifting this bit and just making it part of the saddle blanket. Yeah, that'll work. Kind of, maybe. Hopefully. We should bring out a different color. Like a yellowish color. No, not working. Just pushing and pulling with shadows. That's what we really ought to do. Okay, and then a bit of this. Make it dark because it's under a cloak and some shirts. Make the stirrups nice and stirrupy. Hide the eggs. Yeah, that sounds fun. Bit of this just for an outline. To make it contrast a bit. Okay, bit more outlining. I know I said I wouldn't outline, but alas, here we are. It's not outlining, it's trim. We're just calling it, yep, that's trim. Definitely not an outline. Don't come for me, chat. Yeah, I don't hate it. This bit's weird. Blending more. Need darker blues just for like that bit. Just to make the fur stick out just a bit. Lower it down a bit. Maybe some gold bands. Yeah, makes nice contrast. Some more gold, because why not? That one bit is not gold enough. Some dry brushing texture. Okay. I think the horse is pretty much done. And consider the people overworked. Just like me at my job. Just kidding, it's not that bad. The commute though. Commute's very long. Okay, now we're just gonna put in some armor and then maybe call it a day. Do some little dots to imply chainmail. Maybe. Potential. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. Ooh, send help. And that. Just really just roughing in the armor for now. Okay, not too bad, not too bad. Not amazing, but not bad. I think I can afford to bring in some grays. Just for this bit especially. Get some nice contrast. Try not to overdo it, not perish. Not at all. Okay, it's coming along. It's doing a thing. Bit of blue. Looks a bit wonk, I admit, but we'll fix it. Probably, maybe, help. Go in with like a gray and just fix it a bit. Fix it a lot. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna use white, lots of white, just to make it shiny. You know what? It's just gonna be shirt, no chainmail. Looks hella wonk, but whatever. We'll roll with it. Do a little outline. A little bit of that. Need to blend that out. And just paint away. And blend. We are ever blending. Okay, not terrible, not great. Here we need some more darks, some more gray, and then just keep pushing and pulling. Really are just winging it at this point. Oof. Big oof. Whack. Too bloody. Yeah. I think I just need a break for my eyes, so probably call it a day then. Anyways, I think I'm just overworking it at this point, so I'll call it a day. Thanks, chat. Thanks for coming. So this is a shorter stream. So hope you have a great rest of your week. Bye.